Nico!
Get ready for the next battle.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Nico's World video, and today we're going to talk some more Tekken 8, and we're going to get into the Lars versus Leo matchup. If you've been following and keeping up to date with these videos, you know that I give my 2 cents before I get started into in-depth look on how to deal with this character. But like I always do, I give my thoughts and opinions real quick, just to kind of see, or show where I'm at in this matchup. And the first thing I'ma definitely tell you is that Leo is absolutely stronger than you. Leo is seen under the radar, in my opinion. His character is very strong. He has to be, in my opinion, either the top 10 or top 15. He is very strong. He is absolutely a threat. He has better counter hit utility. He has better lows than you. He has better frames than you. Basically, Leo is like Lars, but scary. I repeat, let me repeat myself. Leo is Lars, but actually scary. And the reason I say this is because when Leo is in stance in your face, there are real threats. There are real things he can threaten your life bar with. So you know how people like to mash on Lars's stances and things like that in certain situations? Yeah, with Leo, you can't do that. If Leo does certain moves into certain things and certain moves into certain things are blocked, there is no pressing. I was actually thinking about this, and as I was looking through, this character's move list and just checking everything out, I was thinking to myself, like, these are how Leo is how Lars should be buffed in some ways. But again, that's just my opinion. I'm not going to stray too far off topic because there is a lot to cover with this character. There is a lot to go over with this character. He has a lot of tools, a lot of things at his disposal, and I don't want to wait too long to get into it because it's a lot. And I tried to shave it down as much as I could. And I just want to harp on the key stuff that I really want to harp on, right? So without further ado, let's get right into it. Leo has 3 stances. The most dangerous one he has is called Jin G. Jin G has 6 moves. Let me show you what it looks like. Jin G looks like this. This attack right here. And the reason why this is so scary is because this knee, if you block that knee, he's +9 in your face. +9. So basically, the simplest way to put it, when Leo does this attack, that attack, and if you block that attack, basically what this is fuck around and find out. There is, when you block this knee, there is no pressing. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Your brain needs to shift into defense mode when this knee is blocked. Do not try to dick jab. He has an option for that. That is a raw launcher. It is a hop kick. So you don't really want to dick jab. It's not worth. You shouldn't be thinking pressing when you block this knee. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not a good idea. It's not worth the reward you get versus the reward he gets. It's just not worth it. So when you block this knee, your brain needs to go into defense mode. So the thing about this knee and they're in that stance is that there are 3 things that you can sidestep in that situation. The 3 things you can sidestep is this move right here. It is a heat engager, uninterruptible if you jab. Yep, no jabbing out of that. Beats you every time, but excuse me, how we answer to that: sidestep left. Sidestep left. It beats it every single time. Whoops. like that. The next thing that you can sidestep is his 3-4. Sidestep, you can sidestep that as well, or you can just wait and block punish because it's -12 on block. But this is his answer to you if you're dick jabbing, and it's just a raw launcher, so that's why it's not really worth dick jabbing like that in that situation. The next move that you can sidestep is his 1+2. You can sidestep this, but
wait, there's more.
There is a big but in this situation. You must sidestep right, because if you sidestep left, it still connects. It still clips you. So your answer to this is sidestep left. Or I'm sorry, sidestep right. Sidestep right. So there's a little bit of a mind game when it comes to sidestepping, but those are the only 3 things that you can sidestep when he does that stance transition. Everything else tracks. I tested it multiple times. Every other move besides those 3 moves have tracking. That's his most dangerous stance, I'd say. It's his Jin G. 6 moves, 3 moves you can sidestep, but everything else tracks. So when you block that knee that he does, don't press. You need to be looking at what he's gonna do next and then react accordingly. But do not press. Get pressing out of your mind if you block this knee. It's not worth it. Just don't press. It beats. He is, let me put it this way. He is so plus after that knee that Yoshi cannot even flash his counter hit option from that. So think about that. So if Yoshi actually has to deal with that and he can't use his brain dead flash, you for damn sure can't do anything about that. You don't have the privileges that if you don't have the privileges that Yoshi has, you best believe you can't just do whatever you want in that stance transition. So keep that in mind. That's his most dangerous stance. The second stance I want to get into is faux boo. That's his second most dangerous stance in my opinion, and it is this right here. This stance has 5 moves. I basically call this bootleg Art of Phoenix. It has built-in evasion because, I mean, look at it. He ducks down really low. So it has some built-in evasion in it. His fastest move from this stance is his 1-2. That is a 13 frame mid-mid. It's a raw launcher and it's -14 on block. Let me just show you. -14. And again, you as the Lars player, we like the -14s, right? So if you see that he does that, try to punish him or try to go for this. That's and also, I forgot to mention that it tracks to the left. You can sidestep it to the right. But if you sidestep left, it's still gonna connect. So make sure you sidestep it to the right. Honestly, that whole stance, his faux boost stance, in general, is weak to sidestep right. But
wait, there's more.
There is a but in this situation. He has a homing move. And it's just a raw knockdown. Another thing you want to keep in mind is that it is also +5 on block, but it is a high. So that's just another thing to keep in mind. And then he has his faux boost stance 2, just a raw launcher. Again, you can sidestep it to the right. It is safe on block, and it hits grounded. But just keep that in mind. It is a mid. Another move he has is this right here. His faux boost stance 4. That puts him into this stance. And remember, and oh, I gotta harp on this. I gotta harp on this, guys. If you block this knee, any variation that he does, any attack that leads into this knee, and he has a lot of ways for his attacks to lead into this knee, you have to just be in defense mode. If you block this knee, take pressing out of your mind. You have to be in defense mode if this knee is blocked. If you block this knee, period. There is no pressing. It's just not worth it. It's not worth the reward that you could potentially get versus what he can get. It's not worth it. Moving on to his other Fobu attack, and it is his 1+2. It is a Power Crush Heat Engager. It is -12 on block. It is a mid, but it does not track to both sides. And the next stance I want to get into is his Jin Bu. This is his least deadliest stance in my opinion, but it's a quarter circle forward input. He could do it manually, and he has other moves to do it from, like that. But he has a low that's -1 on hit, but it is it does have a counter hit property, and on counter hit it guarantees his wall standing for 1+2, and that is a heat engager. And I'll get into that move in a second because that move is ridiculous, but I'll get into that in a second. The next move he has from his Jinbu stance is his 2-1. This is his fastest move from this stance. It's 17 frames, so it is on the slower side, but it does wall stun, as you can see. Wall stun, see? For +22. So there is no, they might try to use that at the wall. So just keep that in mind. And then moving on to his next attack is his Jinbu 2-4. It is a mid-high. You can duck the second hit if you want, but it's not really that worth it in my opinion. But if you can pull it off, just know that there's a high, but there is also a mid mix-up. The last move he has is a homing move. That right there, it's safe on block. It's on the slower side, but that move is there for a reason, because a lot of these moves that he has does not track too well to either side. So that's what that is for. So he just realized that he has a homing move from that stance. Okay, so I covered the moves from each of the stances that he has, and all of the things that he kind of threatened you with. But oh, actually, I'm sorry, I did forget some things going back into Jin G. This he has a low. This is a counter hit launcher, and it is only -12 on block. Kind of nuts, but yeah. So that's really good, and it's +4 on normal hit, and it tracks to both sides. And he can go into his quarter circle forward stance Jin Bu from that low, if he wants to, if he decides to. And then he also has a raw hell sweep from this stance, just to kind of make you want to duck. So again, his most dangerous stance is Jin G. His second dangerous stance, most dangerous stance, is Fobu, and his least dangerous stance is Jin Bu. And he has a lot of options from a lot of these stances. He can go from one stance to the other stance to the other stance. Kind of similar to how Lars can go from stance to stance to stance. And the next thing I want to harp on is certain moves that lead into these stances, right? So there are 3 moves that I really want to harp on, 3 key moves that I really want to harp on. And for one, it is his back 1-4. Leo players really like this move because it just leads right into his knee, and they want that knee, right? Because when they get this knee, you basically have to guess. Because remember, when he does this, Leo is looking at you, and you're looking at him, and basically it means fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. That's what that move means. So there is one thing about certain attacks that lead into this knee. Well, before I even get into that, I'm going to show you first the 3 moves that lead into this knee. It's his back 1-4, then it's his back 4 1 to the 4, like that, and then it's his 3-2-4. 3-2-4, back 1 to the 4, and then back 1-4. Those are the 3 key moves that they like to use that gets him to that knee stance, because they want that knee stance. But the thing is, if you keep in mind what those what attacks he's doing that leads into those stances, there are some things you can do about it, but you do need to be careful though, because some of these moves do just have uninterruptible follow-ups that you can't do anything about. So like this right here, back 1+2, this is how he keeps you in check to make sure that you don't do anything after his so he can kind of get you to respect this. But just know that if he does this on block, he is -12. But he can go into stance from this, like this. If you see him go into stance from that attack, even after his block, just know that it is absolutely your turn, but make sure to do a mid, because this stance is very evasive. So make sure to do a mid if you block this and he still tries to go into stance. But so there's one particular thing that Lars can do actually, and I was like messing around, looking around things that he can kind of do. And just keep this in mind, it's not foolproof, because if Leo decides to do something else and use other options besides the knee, it will beat this option. But Lars has an option to kind of steal his turn against this these attacks. So let me show you. That right there, you can do this, or you can just sidestep. It's not the easiest thing to do, but you kind of have to react. But when you react, you have to react with a sidestep. Or you can tell, because the thing about that knee is that the hitbox on it is very wonky. It doesn't have the best hitbox. So I've even wiggled my way out of it by just like backstepping a little bit, like trying to backdash. Something like that. But I will say though, you do want to keep in mind the fastest move that he has from that stance is his 2, and it is a counter hit launcher, and it is a 13 frame high. So when you backstep or backdash, you might not want to do an arc blast, because if he does the 2, it's a risk, because he still might beat you before you can get this out. So I would jab. Jabbing is probably your safest option if you backdash away, because I'll show you what I mean. Let me just show you what I mean. See? So if you're gonna backdash, jabbing is probably your safest option, because that shit is still fucking fast. It is very fast. So that's probably your best option, but you could also try to sidestep. But again, it's not the easiest thing to do, especially in, you know, in the heat of battle as well. So it's not going to be the easiest thing to do, but I recommend just doing that in practice mode, trying to get that muscle memory if you can. And then I'm going to show you some other moves that put him into stance, but they're not the knee though. They're they access his second dangerous stance that I mentioned earlier, which is his faux boot. So the moves that access his faux boot is his 4-4-3 down, his up forward 2, back 1+2 down, down back 1+2 down, forward 3 down, and then while standing 3-1 down. Another move that I kind of wanted to harp on as well is his down 2. This is a really good move that he has, and reason being is because it is a counter hit launcher, and it is also plus on block. +4 on block, forces crouch. Really good fucking move. It's kind of similar to Brian's back 1. So The thing about this move is that it kind of puts you in a situation where if Leo does this, he's either going to check you with his down forward 1 or his down forward 2. And reason being he does this is because you can sidestep his down forward 1, but if you sidestep his down forward 2 or try to, it's gonna hit you. You can sidestep the down forward 1, but you cannot sidestep the down forward 2. If you sidestep the down forward 2, it's just a raw launcher. But just know that his down forward 2, it is unsafe at -13. So you can punish it if he tries to do that. So basically, what the Leo player was trying to do in that situation is he was thinking that you were going to try to step him. Okay, if he's going to step, I'm going to punish him with my down forward 2. But just know that you can punish him for that because it is unsafe on block at -13. The next thing I want to harp on is his lightning glare. This is the buff that he gets that you see a lot of Leo players get access to. It's that glowing, you see that glowing shit around his hands? This is called lightning glare, and it buffs 3 moves. It buffs his forward 2-4. It buffs this move right here, and how it buffs it, extra move that he gets granted, and it's this right here. Now, every time he uses one of those moves that grants him that stock or whatever, every time he uses it, he loses the stock. So it's only like a one-time use buff that he gets. He has to, otherwise he has to do moves to regain access back to the stock mechanic that he has. The other move that's buffed is his down back 4-1, it is 1+2. He just gains an extra hit from his hell sweep, is just extra damage. And then his back 3-1-2. It's the same thing, it's just extra damage. So 2 of the moves he gets extra damage, 1 of the moves he gets extra damage as well, but it is plus on block. And the one that is plus on block is this one right here. His forward 2-4-3. See, +4. But he can decide to go into stance or not if he wants to though. But when he goes into stance, he's +4 on block and you're forced crouch. So just keep that in mind. However, when he does his back 3-1-2, that move right there, just know that he is -13 if it is blocked. Like that. So just be sure to punish him if he does that move. And then the other move is just the hell sweep, which is extra damage, so just be on the lookout for that. Yeah, so the next thing I want to focus on is some deckable highs. So I'm just going to show you the series of highs that you should really be looking out for. Okay, and another thing you want to look out for with Leo is that Leo has really long range counter hit launchers. So he has forward 1+2. This is a shoulder. It has a shit ton of range. Look how far this hits from. It's a shit ton of range, and it is a counter hit launcher. Counter hit launcher. But if you block it, just know he is Lars's favorite number, which is -14. He also has a safer option if he doesn't want to opt for that option. He could do his forward 3+4, Leos like to throw this out sometimes because that is also a counter hit launcher. See? The raw counter hit launcher. And it's neutral on block. That's why they kind of just throw it out. Kind of hope if they use it, they kind of use it as like a long range counter hit launching high poke. It's a really good move that Leo has, decent range. So just be on the lookout for that. It's just a safer option if he doesn't want to do the mid option. Okay, so another rule of thumb against Leo that you really want to keep in mind is you really want to be careful when doing lows against Leo. Leo has really fucking good block punishment, especially with his low block punishment, because let's say, you know, you're doing whatever you're doing lows that are like, you know, minus 12 and 11, you know, harmless little lows or whatever. Yeah, if Leo blocks any low that you do, he gets a heat engager. This right here, this is a heat engager. Any low that you try to do from stance, because a lot of lows from Lars' stances are around the minus 12 range. So you really want to think hard about doing lows before you just throw them out there, because Leo has really good block punishment on lows that are not usually that punishable. You know, because most characters, when they punish you, they get like a wall standing 4. Well, yeah, well, this character, he gets a heat engager. Fucking insane. It's nuts. Yeah, so that's really fucking good that Leo has that. That's really a really strong tool. So you really want to think hard about doing lows. You don't want to, you want to be very meticulous and very smart on how you place them if you're going to do them, but don't just throw them out there, because Leo will make it hurt. Another move you want to make sure you punish too is his back to 1+2. Don't let Leo get away with this for free. It forces crouch and it is minus 11 on block. So make sure to wall standing for him. Don't let him get away with that. And then lastly, to finish this off and to round it up, so Leo has the move, going back to the stances that I mentioned earlier. The key one, right, is his Jin Ji. This one right here. So what Leo players like to do sometimes is when they do this knee, when they do this knee, right, and they keep doing it in your face, they like to cancel it and, you know, do some, you know, just kind of keep the pressure going. Something like that. So when you see a Leo player kind of applying that, you kind of want to catch him when he's doing this slide kind of thing right here. That's kind of when you want to catch him, and you want to do a fast mid. So let me show you. Like and he has to, when he stance cancels like that, he does have to, it does require some time for him to recover in order to get that +9 again. He does need some time to get that going. So when you see him, just the moment you see him slide in like that, catch him. But be ready. You have to see it and stop him. You have to be very quick. Don't let him get away with that. Like the moment you see it, slide, stop. 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 Don't do that. So you need to pay attention to the sliding animation. When he's sliding towards you, that's your time to press a button. But it has to be a mid. Make it fast, make it hurt. Just like that. Get him the fuck away from you. Another thing that you should keep in mind about Leo is that he also has 2 heat smashes. He has a regular, you know, just a regular raw mid high heat smash, and then another one that he has is a low heat smash, and it's locked behind this stance. He has to be in this stance to access it. So when he's in heat, be on the lookout for that. So he has 2 heat smashes. If you block that heat smash, just know that it is minus 13 on block. So just be ready to punish if you block it. Minus 14 or 13. Just like that. It should be more minus in my opinion. Honestly, it should be more punishable, but that's just my opinion. Is his down back 3. This move is dumb. I don't know why this is safe on block. This is a super fucking evasive, just raw launcher high. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Just because it's a high does not justify this. I don't know why this is safe on block, and I don't know why it even has any type of pushback. This should leave me, if it's gonna be safe, this should leave me right in front of your face. But it has some pushback. Don't ask me why. It's stupid. But it is super evasive. It's safe on block. I don't know why. I don't know why. I can't help you there. Okay guys, and that's gonna do it for today's video. I tried to make it as concise as possible. There is a lot of pieces to Leo. There is a lot of tools at his disposal, a lot of counter hit utility that he has. He has a lot of good lows, good mids, good highs. He's a very strong character. This is a character that has been going under the radar. A lot of people don't pay attention to Leo because I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, he's pretty unremarkable looking, and I can't stand this fucking character. I hate him. I can't stand him. He's so annoying to deal with. But yeah, Leo is honestly just a better version of you, to be honest. He's just a better version of Lars, in my opinion. He just has better counter hits, better lows, all of that. Oh, before I go, I can't believe I forgot about this. This is very important. This is important. You should know this. When Leo's back is to the wall, what Leo players like to do is they like to do his 1+2 grab, and that is why, right there, because it switches sides and it fucking wall splats. So just keep in mind when Leo's back is to the wall, and if he's reaching for you and trying to grab you, just press 1+2. Just get him off you. It's still annoying too, because it still gets him away from the wall. That's annoying. But yeah, it's a grab that wall splats you. So anytime a Leo's back is to the wall and he's trying to grab you, just press 1+2. I guarantee you he's going for this grab. More often than not, he's gonna want this grab. So if his back is to the wall, get him off you. 1+2 break. Yeah, and that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. I tried to harp on everything as much as I could. I really tried to make it as compact and concise as possible on the points I really wanted to hit. But just know what your defensive options are against his stances. You do have to do your due diligence against this character, because there is a lot of pieces to him. There's a lot of tools that he has at his disposal. Just try to remember some of the key things that I told you, and you know, hopefully this will help you fare better against this character in this matchup. And I gotta honestly say before I wrap this up, so when I make these videos, I genuinely sit down and I take a good solid like 3-4 hours jotting down notes and just taking things in stride and looking at every single frame, every single steppable way to get out of something or anything like that. I explore my options essentially. So when I see what these characters have and what they can do, and this is why I really like doing these videos, because it helps me as well. It kind of forces me to look at these characters. And doing things like this made me realize that when I see videos like, you know, 5-minute guides on how to deal with this character and things like that, I can honestly, in my opinion, I feel like that's bullshit. These characters are just too in depth. They have too much going on. There's too many things that you could potentially miss. These characters are very in-depth. There's a lot to learn about these characters, and you're not just going to learn how to anti this character in 5 minutes. There's still going to be a thorn in your side, so if you don't do your due diligence, and take the information that you collect off of other people that find things and do your own research, you still might struggle. So just kind of heed what I've been saying in these videos. Take this character into practice mode and kind of look around and do your own type of thing. But basically with these types of videos, it's a way to get you started at least. But that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. I hope this helps. There's a lot to this character. I really tried to break it down as best as I could. But you know, good luck fighting this guy. He is fucking annoying. He is absolutely stronger than Lars. He is a better version of you. And yeah, Godspeed. So that's gonna wrap it up for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you guys find anything in the comments, let me know. I'll be happy to read them because I like to learn things that maybe you guys find. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the love and support as always, and I'll see you in the next Nico's World video. Take care, guys. Be safe out there.